to the about to be reacting to. What if you became a F1 driver? Now, when I was younger, I wanted to be a race car driver, not an F1 driver. But hear me out. I saw Joey Logano. He appeared on Lab Rats one time, so I did my homework on who Joey Logano was. He a NASCAR racer. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Like fast fucking car. You just driving in circles, racing in circles. I want to do that with my life. But eventually I had a reality check, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But now let's see what it feels like to be a F1 driver. Yeah.
Most people think driving a Formula One car is basically just driving a really fast car. And to be fair, that's
It
technically
is.
true.
It's driving a car that a lot of science and a lot of research that has been put into the car to make sure that you come in first place. Yeah. Y'all ever watch that F1 movie? That's a great fucking movie. I watched it on the plane when I was coming back from Miami. Yeah.
In the same way that getting hit by a train is technically public transportation, because Formula One cars are not normal vehicles. They are carbon fiber missiles specifically engineered to turn a human being into a very stressed out calculator traveling at 300 kilometers per hour. So what would actually happen if an average person, someone with a driver's license, decent reflexes, and maybe mild confidence issues, was suddenly dropped into an F1 race? Would they survive? Would they finish the race? Would they instantly crash into a wall and become
Nah, I know.
inexpensive?
Me, I would survive. Let me know where I could drive one. I think I just gotta get rich and get some connections to the point where I could drive one of these cars. Hell, maybe I even drive a Mustang Black Horse around the track one time. Let me know where I can drive a fast fucking car around a big ass track. Please, cause I definitely want to do that one day.
Warning to others? Well, surprisingly, you probably wouldn't crash immediately, which honestly makes the rest of the situation much worse. The first thing we need to understand is that Formula One cars are unbelievably fast in ways your brain is not prepared for. An average road car accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in maybe 8 to 12 seconds. A modern Formula One car does it in around 2.5 seconds, which
Damn,
means the car
0 to
accelerates
102.5 seconds. Do y'all know how fast? I feel like people that only people that watch. Y'all ever been to like a drag race or like illegal street races or even like car meets or whatever where people are racing? Nigga, 0 to 102 seconds? Nigga, what?
faster than your internal organs
That's
can
crazy.
emotionally process. But acceleration itself
Niggas be
actually
talking about 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. That's cool. But in 2 seconds, 0 to 100? Bro, what?
isn't the main problem. The real problem is corners, because F1 cars don't obey the laws of physics the way normal cars do, mostly because they cheat. See, a Formula One car generates enormous amounts of downforce at high speed. The wings and floor effectively suck the car into the ground. At around 250
Looking up
kilometers
all
per
that
hour,
science
an
into that.
F1 car can generate enough downward force to theoretically drive upside down on a ceiling. Which sounds cool until you realize that means your neck is participating in industrial construction work. An F1
That's why they be having them things, the little neck protectors with their helmets. You feel me?
regularly experiences 5 to 6 Gs in corners. That means your head suddenly weighs about 30 kilograms. Imagine trying to rotate a bowling ball attached to your spine while going through a blender. For comparison, fighter pilots experience similar forces, except fighter pilots are also not trying to avoid being overtaken by a Dutchman approaching at the speed of regret. So, let's say you
How do you
somehow get
even
into
get into the profession of F1 driving? I think this is something that you have to know a guy to know a guy to know a guy. Like you have to be born into a certain family and they have good connections, so you get into race car driving. Like that's just it just has to be that. You can't I feel like you can't be born in the hood and become a F1 driver.
car. First
The
problem,
hood of
fitting. F1 cockpits are absurdly
America.
tight. Drivers are practically vacuum sealed into them. The seat is custom molded to the driver's body because even tiny movements at high speeds can become dangerous. So, if you're an average person, the team would probably shove some foam around your torso and hope physics doesn't notice. Then there's the steering wheel, which is less of a steering wheel and more of a spaceship keyboard designed by someone who hates simplicity.
Man, this shit looks crazy. Fuck it's OT plus one plus PL neutral. Yeah, yeah. No, thank you. Like, I feel like we gotta watch a video on breaking down this fucking steering wheel one day. Cause what the actual fuck? This look like some NASA shit.
Modern Formula 1 steering wheels can have over 20 buttons, switches, dials, and paddles. Brake balance, differential settings, energy recovery deployment, radio, pit limiter. An average person would spend the first 10 minutes trying to figure out how to turn the windshield wipers on, which is impressive because Formula 1 cars don't even have windshield wipers. But surprisingly, you could probably get the car moving. Formula 1 cars are difficult to
Then
drive
they be racing in rain and shit. Like, imagine driving this fast in rain. Nah, bro. Nah.
not difficult to drive slowly. In fact, during practice sessions, mechanics and engineers regularly move the car around the garage area at normal speeds without exploding. So yes, you could technically drive an F1 car for about 6 seconds, because now we encounter the second problem, your body. Professional F1 drivers are freaks of nature, not in appearance, mostly, but physically.
That's why he was working out. That's why they was like working out in that F1 movie. I was wondering, like, why they trying to train like they, you know what I'm saying, athletes. In a way, they are athletes. Athletes driving vehicles. Well, they basically athletes with death machines, let's say that.
Train constantly because racing an F1 car is closer to combat sports than driving.
Here's the chance for Oscar
Yo,
Piastri.
open to
Lando
website
has
to where we get ads. Eventually, I'm gonna get an ad blocker. Now, vibe out.
During a race, a driver can lose 3 to 4 kilograms from sweat alone. Their heart rates stay around 160 to 180 beats per minute for nearly 2 hours, and remember, they're sitting down, which means an F1 race is one of the only sports where you can suffer dehydration, neck failure, and psychological collapse while technically remaining seated. Now let's compare this to an average person. The average person gets slightly annoyed when carrying groceries upstairs, so putting them into a Formula 1
Nah, me personally, I'm a professional at taking groceries upstairs. I take the whole shopping cart. I mean, like every time we got all the bags in one trip and take them up 3 flights of stairs. Who the fuck y'all know doing that? I'm different. I'm him. It's me, nigga. Yeah.
car is biologically ambitious. The neck would fail first, almost immediately. During heavy braking, Formula 1 drivers experience around 5 Gs of deceleration. Your head and helmet suddenly weigh somewhere around 35 kilograms, and unlike normal driving, this happens over and over and over again. Monza alone has multiple braking zones where drivers would go from over 300 kilometers per hour down to under 100 in just a few seconds. An average person's neck muscles would essentially resign from employment. After maybe 2 laps, your head would start flopping sideways in corners like a confused sunflower, which creates another problem. You need to see where you're going. But somehow, let's imagine you push through the pain. Now we arrive at the next issue, the reaction time. Average human reaction time is about 250 milliseconds. Formula 1 drivers can react significantly faster, which sounds like a tiny difference.
Different, bro. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I can't race F1, bro. Even NASCAR, that shit look hard because like we all going at top speeds. How I'm about to overtake this person that's constantly making sure I can't get in front of them. Of course, you say slipstream and slip past them whenever you get an opening. But bro, you know how hard that is?
Until you realize that at 300 kilometers per hour, your car travels over 80 meters every second. So a delay of just 0.2 seconds means the car moves an extra 16 meters before you respond. That's the difference between making a corner and introducing yourself to a tire barrier at highway speeds. And unlike road driving, Formula 1 gives you basically no recovery time. Corners arrive constantly, decisions happen instantly, tiny mistakes become large accidents extremely quickly. A professional driver can consistently place the car within centimeters of the ideal racing line while managing tire temperatures, brake wear, battery deployment, and fuel strategy. Meanwhile, the average person is still thinking, wait, was that corner supposed to happen already? Now, interestingly, the biggest danger might not actually be speed, it's other drivers. Because Formula 1 drivers are terrifyingly aggressive. These people see a gap roughly the width of a microwave and think, yes, my car belongs there. And they trust the other drivers to react perfectly, because professional racers operate on an unspoken...
You're literally relying on the people reacting to how the action that you cause them. Like, it's so fucking confusing. Because what if they don't react to how... What if they don't react how you participated them to act? Now, guess what? Now y'all probably gonna crash. Now y'all probably totaled your cars. It gets
agreement
difficult, bro.
that everyone involved is clinically insane but highly trained. You are not highly trained. You are basically a traffic cone with anxiety. So other drivers will probably try to overtake you immediately, which creates a catastrophic chain reaction. You brake too early, they don't expect it, someone swerves, another driver reacts, carbon fiber begins achieving orbit.
Exactly.
Congratulations, you've now caused a $14 million traffic accident.
See, I was just $14 million. Whew. Not 1.4, not 14, not 140,000, not 14,000. $114 million. You know how many circles behind that? Then they gotta build a new car. That company, man, these companies be having a lot of money to build these machines, bro.
That's before reaching turn 1. But let's say somehow nobody crashes into you. Could you actually finish the race? Surprisingly,
And
maybe.
how do that work? Do the people that's responsible for the crash, do they pay for it? Do everybody pay for it? For people that actually pay attention to the sport and know this shit, let me know down in the comments below. That's a great question.
Technically, if your only goal is survival. See, Formula 1 has something called the 107% rule. If your qualifying lap time is slower than 107% of the fastest driver, you usually
Man,
aren't
look
allowed.
at how these turns are. Look how sharp this turn is. And then whoop, sharp turn. Whoop, sharp turn. And whoop, whoop, sharp turns. Whoop, sharp turns. Rip, whip, sharp turn, bro. I can't do it, bro.
Race because you consider
Nah.
too slow to participate safely. And an average person would absolutely obliterate this rule, not metaphorically, numerically. Professional F1 lap times are absurdly optimized. Drivers memorize every corner, every braking point, every bump in the track surface. An average person would probably drive 20 to 40 seconds slower per lap, which
Here's the chance
Yo,
for Oscar
welcome to the
Piastri.
Bro Shot
Lando
YouTube where
has
we get
landed.
ads at the same time we got this ad eventually. I'm gonna get an ad blocker, but this vibe, bro. I haven't seen this ad until
Here
we
we
started
go.
watching this video.
Piper's
So, hey,
older
this
years,
might be
Yvonne
my
catered
sign
her
to start
grooming
driving
around more
F1.
rest breaks
Who knows?
because she couldn't hold the
Who knows?
position
Let's
for
see
as
though.
long. There's a lot
in Formula 1 is less slightly slower and more moving geological object. The leaders would begin lapping you almost immediately. Blue flags would become your entire personality. Then there's the heat. Formula 1 cockpits get brutally hot. Depending on the track, temperatures inside
Man, what about when it's raining outside? Fuck that heat. I could drive in some heat. But nigga, when it's raining outside, bro, that's where it gets spooky at. Niggas is too
exceed
professional.
50
to me.
degrees Celsius. Now combine extreme heat, constant G-forces, dehydration, stress, vibration, noise, and the psychological pressure of knowing you are one steering mistake away from becoming a physics demonstration, your body would begin shutting systems down surprisingly fast. You'd probably experience dizziness, nausea, tunnel vision, confusion, muscle fatigue, at which point operating a machine traveling at aircraft takeoff speed becomes somewhat suboptimal. And we haven't even discussed the brakes yet. Formula 1 brakes are violent. Road cars might generate around 1 G under heavy braking. Formula 1 cars can exceed 5 Gs. Drivers press the brake pedal with forces exceeding 100 kilograms, which means stopping the car requires the leg strength of someone attempting to crush a medieval artifact. An average person physically might not even brake hard enough initially. Your brain would interpret the required pedal pressure as mechanically incorrect. You'd think that can't possibly be right before discovering that it absolutely was. But perhaps the
Perfect timing.
strangest thing
They just
is
got back
this. After a few laps, you'd probably start adapting. Humans are surprisingly good at adjusting to terrifying situations. Your brain would slowly recalibrate speed perception, braking timing, cornering confidence, and eventually you might even reach a point where you can circulate around the track without immediate disaster. Very slowly, painfully, but successfully. You still wouldn't be racing Formula 1 drivers. You'd basically be participating in a highly advanced survival exercise occurring near Formula 1 drivers, which is an important distinction. So what would the final result actually look like? If an average person was suddenly placed into a real Formula 1 race, they probably would not die instantly, which is already a massive achievement for modern engineering, but
I feel like I'm physically capable of driving this car. If I'm on the track by myself, I'm passing the finish line. But if I'm in a competition racing with other people, I might get lapped a couple times. Hell, I might even get a DNF. Y'all know what a DNF mean? Did not finish. Or I just might finish last. All in all, I'm gonna pass that finish line. I'm just not gonna be the first person too fast to finish line. But no, I said what I said. Y'all heard what I said. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.